BNP Paribas Open continues today in Indian Wells, where all the top tennis players in the world are gathered to compete. That's where our Gina Lamont is live from the Indian Wells Tennis Garden. Gina, it's been a full week of action and some close calls, it sounded like today. Tell us a little bit of the scoop, and you've got a big interview for us.
That's absolutely true. In fact, one of the veterans of the WTA Tour, of course, is Venus Williams. She came into town, played her first match late this afternoon on center court. She was taking on number 12 seed Helena Jankovic, who has beaten her fairly consistently over the past couple of years. Well, Helena went up quickly 6-1. And then 4-1 in the second set. It didn't look like Venus was going to make the hour mark. And then she turned on the Jets and ended up taking the entire match in 3 sets. She won 1-6, 7-6, 6-1. We checked it. We caught up with Tracy Austin from Tennis Channel, who was the Tennis Channel's commentator for the match just a couple of minutes ago. And here's what she had to say about the comeback. All right, you just saw an amazing match. Were you surprised?
Wow, there were a number of changes of momentum. Venus Williams lost the first set in about 21 minutes. She only won 8 points, and she looked really compromised with her elbow. She couldn't hit her serve very hard. She also had her leg wrapped as well, so she wasn't moving very well. So you thought, okay, this is a match that she's not going to be able to get out of. She's not going to be able to win. And she went down 4-1 in the second set, and Jankovic was up 4-2, 40-15. You were thinking, can Venus get to the hour mark? And then somehow she flipped it around. Jankovic got nervous, and then Venus was playing incredibly well to take it in the third.
Yeah, you've been on both ends of that kind of game, that kind of match. What happens out there that can change the momentum so dramatically one side of the court to the other?
I think Jankovic got nervous that she was closing out a match so easily against Venus Williams. And I think Venus really must have gotten warmed up. Her elbow must have gotten warmed up because she wasn't serving very hard at all in the first set, serving regularly in the 80s, 80 mile an hour, and then she finally was serving over 100 miles an hour by the end. And so it was really amazing to see Venus, even when she was down, she never showed any negative body language, and I felt that she always felt that she could get out of this match and come through with a victory.
So Venus Williams again with a big 3-set comeback, 1-6, 7-6, 6-1. Let's check in with Tennis Channel now for more of today's highlights.
Temperatures hit the 90s as the BNP Paribas Open reached its first weekend in the Coachella Valley. Hey guys, Tennis Channel's Jessica Vilchis with another special report for KMIR. After wrist surgery, Madison Keys played her first match of the 2017 season on Saturday. She faced Mariana Duque Marino for a place in the third round at Indian Wells. The American coasted to the opening set, taking it 6-1 and then raced to a 5-love lead in the second. But then nerves and a lack of match practice hit. Coach Lindsay Davenport tried to coax Madison across the finish line. But the Colombian put up a real fight before Keys closed it out 7-5 on her 8th match point. After the win, she told Tennis Channel's John Wertheim what it's like to be coached by the former world #1.
She's amazing just because you get to know that, you know, how she did things and how, you know, she handled things, and it's a really cool way of being coached because it's such a real level of coaching, and, you know, you can really take a lot of advice from her.
Elsewhere, John Isner also advanced. The former Georgia Bulldog came through in 2 tie breaks against Mikhail Kukushkin of Kazakhstan. The number 20 seed firing 23 aces in the victory that took just over an hour and a half on court. And there was an upset on Stadium 1. 7th seed Joe Wilfried Tsonga is packing his bags after going down in 3 sets to Italy's Fabio Fognini. The Frenchman came into Indian Wells after winning back-to-back titles in Rotterdam and Marseille. Fognini closing it out 6-4 in the deciding set. And don't forget, TC Plus and Tennis Channel's live coverage of the BNP Paribas Open hits the air daily at 10 a.m. I'm Jessica Vilchis.
And as you just saw, American John Isner did win his singles match today. He's playing doubles right now. And in just a couple of minutes, we'll stand up and have a conversation with the 6'10" tennis player. So that's coming up live from the Indian Wells Tennis Garden. In the meantime, Angela, back to you.